Peace, peace, peace. Grand Rising, good morning. It's the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. Super excited, in a positive vibe, doing well, feeling good. How is everyone doing this morning? Today, rocking all red, cause it's Tuesday. I think I'll be keeping track with these days. I think it's Tuesday. It feel like a Tuesday. It feel like a Shango day. It feel like a Mars day. It feel like a red day. So, you know, we representing that fire, that energy, that passion, that, you know, communication and all of that. But, you know, beyond all of that, shout out to everybody on the Patreon fam, patreon.com/hoodmystic. Thank you. So yeah, I really just need to jump into this astrology, don't I? Because that's the most important. That's why we're here today. I was just like reflecting just on astrology as a thing, you know, when people like speak negative to it and they be like, you know, astrology ain't real, and you know, astrology is blah blah blah, and whatever the case may be. I was thinking about it like, damn, like no matter what, can't nobody, no human being on the planet wake up today and be like, you know what, I want to put the sun in Pisces today. I want to put Mars in Pluto tomorrow. Like, none of us is in control of how the astronomical or astrology plays out. We could just simply observe it and understand it. And so that's what I'm trying to do on this channel every single day. The reality is that astrology is there, astronomy is there, the sun is there, and the reality as a scientist, as a mathematician, as a human being, the goal is to simply understand it to, you know, feed my family, right? Because think of the ancient mind and the sun and the moon, and then trying to figure out, okay, crops, you know, farming, okay, how am I gonna do this? Or even, damn, that star is red and these niggas down here is hella aggressive, like, and the sun is by that star. I wonder if them two is connected, or that star is beautiful, like it's so bright. I'm feeling so much love. I wonder if them two is connected. You understand what I'm saying? And this is just simply what we're trying to do with this astrology. And then another thing that I wanted to talk about before I get into what I'm actually going to talk about is the idea of 12 sign astrology versus 13 sign astrology or Vedic astrology, as if they're opposing factors in understanding astrology. It's really not like that. Vedic astrology, 13 astrology are cousins. So therefore, if you deal with Vedic and you deal with 12 sign astrology, it's not like you're gonna be off if you study one or the other. For instance, Mars is in Pisces in Vedic astrology and in 12 sign astrology. This is the part of Scorpio where the sun is out of Libra. So you could say that the sun is in Scorpio in Vedic astrology and 12 sign astrology. You could say that. My point is that the reality is that these things are like very close and understanding. They're not opposing and understanding. So if you like are feeling torn, like, should I study Vedic or should I study 12 sign astrology? or 13 astrology and 13 astrology, like none of this shit should give you an ego. None of this shit should be like, oh, these people are stupid because they're doing this, or these people are better because they're doing this. Like, it all resonates and it's all relative to your development, because this is the thing about astrology. If you studying Capricorn, or if you study in Sagittarius, at some point, the sun is going to be in Capricorn. At some point, the sun is going to be in Sagittarius. So whether you study it now, later, tomorrow, it really don't matter. So just wanted to get that out there. That might not have resonated with nobody, might have resonated with a lot of people, but something that was on my heart. So the main thing that I want to talk about is Mars in Pisces. And Mars in Pisces in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th degree, and how it presents itself, and why I titled this video Social Intelligence, and why I've been having like this whole thing about traffic and trying to explain traffic and things of that nature. Well, the 2nd degree of Mars, which it is in Pisces, represents commerce. And with any type of commerce, with any type of growth, with any type of expansion, me too, LaShawn, I study both on everything. Or everything. I've been studying 12-sign astrology, 13-sign astrology. If they come up with it, I study the mansions. I study whatever. If it's astrology, I'm going to read it. I'm going to try to understand it. I don't have no bias. But so commerce is you get in this expansion, this growth, right? But what's the next point to commerce? What's the next point to having an idea? The idea of protection. Generally, if we was going to amass a fortune, the next step would be protection, because that's just the way that this world is. And if you're not thinking on that, if you thinking shit sweet in this realm, and you want to be like, you know, a mogul or be successful, like, it's better to protect yourself in the sense of, you know, going 100 miles an hour and things of that nature on the highway, right? And you trying to take your product from one place to another place. It's better to have some form of protection, whether it be insurance. You understand? Like, these ideas exist, but on a magical level, on a spiritual level, this is real shit. And if you're able to understand the next step in this process, as this full moon in Gemini reveals itself, you're not thinking about the darkness. You can be really focused on the light and really focused on illumination and lighting up your path, because at the same time, the sun is going into Sagittarius. And so that pathway, or that navigation, or that movement is what we need. But also we need the idea of protection, that idea of insurance, that idea of, like, you know, security. This is real shit. And from there, the way you move and the way that you traffic is ultimately bringing about a social result, a social respect, or some form of understanding within yourself and your tribe. The idea of this full moon in Gemini is the idea of getting what you deserve. And so in life, every day leading up to this full moon, in the news, you will see people getting what they deserve. And it's not to say that people will be getting bad things that happen to them. You understand? Sometimes what you deserve is a good thing. And a good thing to a person might not be a good thing to you. So it's best to stay in tune with your own life and your own soul. Because if you being subjective over what's happening with the next person, you missing out on your own shit. Because in the concept of entertainment, where you have entertainers, be careful not to be entertained. Am I making sense? And stay focused on what's real to you and what's really vibrating at your core, and live your most authentic life, because generally your soul and your shadow and your true self is wanting to come into full awareness, but your ego and your subjective reality is what will block you. And so all of this energy that I speak of Mars and Pisces, the energy of, you know, knowing who to deal with, knowing who not to deal with, knowing the psychic vampires, knowing the enablers, knowing the idea thieves, knowing the people who are really benefiting you, or the people who just want to steal your energy, the people who care about you, the people who check for you, the people that you check for. All of this plays into the square to the sun. Now, understanding the square is understanding the irreconcilability. So much has happened in the past 24 hours that I can't even talk about it, because so much has happened. And I'm still processing it, still wrapping my head around it. But what I am is very clear and lucid on this shit here. And so the whole idea of the full moon in Gemini is to not want shit. Wanting shit is what's getting people in trouble. Wanting shit is the shit that's like blocking them from realizing what source has for them. So we talking about traveling, we talking about trafficking and things of that nature. So if you don't have a direction and you just in the traffic, like you did that when you was a kid, as you get older, you just don't be really doing that no more, because it's like gas and whatever the case may be. Or sometimes you might take a ride, like that happens. But in general, the idea is having a direction, the idea is having a purpose, the idea is finding people who have that purpose. And from there, you can intervene. And then a lot of it is not always dealing with a particular person at all. A lot of it is dealing with your soul and your shadow, because that's what Gemini is. Them are the twins. It's not actual. It could be, spirit is so powerful that it can manifest as two human beings to give you an idea of a model of how you're actually born in this motherfucker. Or even sextuplets, octuplets, or however you manifest. You can manifest down here with so many different bodies and different partners down here, like astrally, and you might be one single individual. But at the same time, like, it's a reality that atoms split. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things can exist. And so Gemini is just that aspect. And if you realize this aspect, then you understand astrology. You understand that there's a light and a dark to everything. Everything has an energy. This table has an energy. These people have an energy. So if you research and investigate a person's energy, you know more about them than what the fuck they telling you. Because they can tell you a lot of shit, but their energy be something completely different. And so understanding self-care. When you really want to care for people, when you really want to boss up, when you really want to make some money, then you take care of yourself. When you really care about people, you really do the shit that you need to do that's going to better you on all levels, and not be avoidant of you, but then say, I care about my children, I care about my partner, I care about my career, I care about my life, but I don't care about myself. That's a square. That's an irreconcilability. Because if you're not caring about yourself, then you are inauthentic. Because you would not know what you would look like if you would care for yourself in the way that you really supposed to care for yourself. You don't know how you going to show up for real. And that's okay. Because I did not know how I was going to show up when I started to love myself, when I started to care for myself, when I started to care about my future. I did not know how I was going to show up because I wasn't going to do it the way that people expected me to do it. I was going to do it my way. And that shit was going to rub a lot of people wrong. But I don't regret shit. And I refuse to regret shit at every moment that I walk. Because every moment that I walk, I'm authentic in who I am. This ain't a costume. Like, I'm not about to take this off. I'm about to go and, you know, corporate America with this on and be who I am. Because who I am got me to where I'm at, and it's getting me to places beyond what I'm speaking. Like, I'm talking, but my life is somewhere like I can't even begin to speak where my life is going, where my family's life is going. But it's all about being authentic and being your true self and being unafraid. And it all started with this color, believe it or not. It all started with this day. It all started with this energy, because anything that I speak from, I come from an opposing space. Any goodness that you get from me, that goodness came from the darkness. That's why I even say it the way I say it and feel the way I feel. So I don't want to beat y'all ears up. So yesterday, or not even yesterday, last week, maybe Friday, the card of the day was T-Bonange. And T-Bonange was the individual, the little soul. Today, we talking about Gross Bonange, the big soul, the sun. I mean, some people, I've talked about the sun a lot. Like anytime I'm doing a reading and I pull out the sun, I explain the fuck out the sun, because the sun is self-evident. The sun is something that we feel and see and respect every day. We know how it works. It really not no mystery. If you don't understand what I'm saying esoterically about the sun and you being the sun and holding the energy of the sun, then you don't want to understand this shit. You just want to be blocked. Do you see how the sun shines on all astrological signs? No matter what, if whoever you standing next to and the sun is shining down, the sun is gonna shine down on both of y'all at the same time, no matter what. So when you speak of your love, when you speak of your action, when you speak of your demeanor, when you speak of everything about you, if you being subjective and selective and you trying to figure out what's wrong with you, that's the problem. You pick and choosing when to love and who to love and how to love. If you in my vicinity, if you in my surrounding, you getting this love, you getting this vibration. You don't think that people you think people dislike me at work? You don't think we not having a good time? You don't think this energy is not on point at all times? Like everything is a good time. Everything is what it's supposed to be. Because you got to embody this sun energy and instill that in my children, instill that in my wife, instill that in my friends. If you're not loving, then you expecting to be loved, and that's just the problem. We cannot expect to be loved. It's our responsibility. Cause you expecting somebody else to, that shit crazy to me. Expecting somebody else to be me, to play my part in this thing. Waiting for somebody to do what I want them, what I can do. You got so many ideas, so much things that you need to get out, and understanding this square to Mars for this full moon. If you able to be authentic, then you able to see where you about to be, or you gonna get that manifestation. Like my manifestation came by mistake. I wasn't even, it was something that I was like, damn, I made a mistake. It was a petty mistake, but still in the same space, it was still a mistake, but it was like straight up salvation. And I just owe it like all to the ancestors. Social intelligence is really the concept of how to really navigate through society based upon who you are and how you see others. I see everybody as great, as amazing, as beautiful, you know, talented. Like my idea is to speak to that. Like I've always tried to make a situation better or strive to do better. You understand? I had to strive to do better because I came from the fucking bottom of the bottoms. And that's just like, I was having this thought, like, damn, I really had to deal with, you know, poverty mindset and poverty type situations, and like, you know, growing up in the projects and shit like that. Like, and I had no control over it, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, I really got out of that shit though. When a lot of people that I know still in that shit, still in that mentality, like, and for that I'm fortunate. You know what I'm saying? For that, you know what I'm saying? That mind, that loop, and that depression and that trauma and just that way of thinking. You know, that's why we started this channel. That's why I called it what it was. You know, the Hood Mystic, because you know that was the foundation, but the whole shift is amazing. You understand? Whole shift is amazing. So yeah, traffic, man. Be sure to be safe out there on them roads this morning. I know a lot of people listen to and they commute and things of that nature, but I just really want us to understand, you know, this concept moving forward when we discuss the full moon meditation and things of that nature. Just the idea of traffic, the idea of GPSing, the idea of knowing where you want to go. You understand? Like, what's the point of traveling and having dreams and working with this shit if we not fully identified in where we want to go? And part of that reality is saying I'm not there yet. You know, if you can say I'm not there yet, then you can say there's some shit that I need to do to get to where I need to go, and there is peace. You understand what I'm saying? I think that wrapped it up. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll check y'all tomorrow. Peace.